So what happened was that they could not convince me. And Dogara cashed into it. And so I have narrated this in the past, but it's important for me to say it, that on a Monday, the night of the Monday, on Tuesday, we were going to resume. So he organized the caucuses. So at the caucuses, he nailed it. He came in and he said to them, look, of course, everybody knows, I don't have to say it again, this running course is something it's going to blow up if Jibrin is allowed to.
So send him out of there.
So all of them now, even at that night, they tried to give me the option that, are you ready to back?
Oh, they called you?
Oh, of course. Even after my suspension, thank God my house have a CCTV, even after my suspension, the day I was suspended, there's a delegation that was sent to me to say, can you drop the issue of running costs? I said, I won't.
No, why is that issue so testy?
The running costs, I used to joke, and most of them know in the house that I used to joke that this looks like allowances that only footballers and basketballers earn. You're talking about 10 million naira at the moment, but in the last 4 years, I've seen instances where between 10 to about 20 million naira was taken monthly.
Oh, you were taking it for 4 years and one more year too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm taking it, and that is why I said, if you can defend how you've used it, it's a different case.
Can you defend
If
yours?
you cannot defend it, I can defend how I've utilized my running cost. And I have said something, and that is why I said, if you use me as a case study, you are wasting your time. You know why? I said I'm not immune against investigation. If anybody has any issue, the way I am talking, go and report me. I will also go and face the consequences. I've written petitions against 12 members. It's never happened in the history of the House. The Speaker, 3 principal officers, about 10 members of the House, with my own pen, and I have taken it to the anti-graft agencies. So if you have problem with Jibrin, why do you want to waste time and distract the public by saying, oh, why now? Why did he wait until he's sacked? Yes, I've waited until I'm sacked. So what? What I'm saying, is it not fact? It's fact. You've not come out to deny it. You've run away from the anti-graft agencies. You've refused to go. You are trying to blackmail the entire country. I have had meetings with the anti-graft agencies combined more than 100 times.
But they say that you are on drugs.
Well, it's important.
Oh, I read.
No. It's important that you've even raised that issue. And before answering it, let me also say to you that when I was briefing the Presidential Committee on Anti-Corruption, and Professor Bolaji also raised that issue. Brilliant team. And he said, Jibril, but they said you're on cocaine, and there was heavy laughter. Everybody laughed. So they turned on to Professor Odekule. They say, yes, you are the criminology. Look at Jibril and tell us. Is he on cocaine? So he now look at me. It was so funny. He now looked at me. He said, no, he's not on cocaine. Then he said, well, let me add, occasionally maybe he takes weed. So we all laughed it, but just on a lighter note. I don't take cocaine.
So what's your natural high? What's your high service?
Maybe because I need to address that very properly because it's very important. The allegations, nobody has seen this happening in the country in the past. And since we don't have anything to pin this guy, for 5 years he's been in the House. You've not been able to say he stole.
That's
you took him to the ethics committee. All the ethics committee could find in this young man who has been in your midst for 5 years, who wrote petition against about 13 of you to the EFCC. You could not come and say he stole money or he padded the budget. Initially, you say he padded the budget. Later on, you say padding is not an offense, etc. So the only thing we can do is to damage his reputation. And so you now started seeing things coming up in social media, or he did this, he did that. Thank God Nigerians didn't buy it, because one after the other, the moment they bring the allegations, they go and confirm it's false. So the issue of the drugs coming, immediately it came. I said, look, what they want to do now is, moving forward, when I talk, people will say he's talking under the influence of something. So what do? I went to the best laboratory in Abuja. That's sorry to say the best. Maybe I'm not in the industry, I know, but we're one of the most credible.
So
Part Care, they did the test, which I put on the internet. Everything, it's of course negative, including I don't have problem people that drinks alcohol, but I don't even drink alcohol. I'm a sweet tooth. Is it sweet I'm supposed to say?
Yeah,
correct me. I'm a sweet tooth. So I eat a lot of chocolate. I keep chocolates all around me. It's my bad habit, and I drink a lot of juices. Now that I'm 40, maybe I have to start reviewing that. Secondly, I had to also get my GPs from one of the major hospitals in Abuja, and they conducted another one, which I also published on the internet. But again, to take a more open approach, I approached the National Hospital, wrote to them officially, and they also told me that this is the first time a public officer being accused of that threw up himself for an open examination. I wrote to the Chief Medical Director of the National Hospital. I said, look, give me a date, let me put up myself. And they invited me and said, this is good for the country. And I went and I dropped myself. And they did everything that they will do on me, and they come out. There is nothing in my body. So it's a natural gene, and I've given you a background where I'm coming from.
Where is this going for you and for the country? What should Nigerians be taken away from it? And what's the ideal democracy you think we require? In 3 minutes.
Well, the most important thing, I think, our country is in a very difficult situation. And people think you can apply a mild approach to deal with the fundamental crisis that this country is faced with. If you think you will apply a mild approach, you're wasting your time. You have to do something exceptional, something that looks crazy. So more Jibrin should come out to open up the system, to look at the system that they are in and come out to say, this is what is going on. Now, for instance, in the case of the House of Representatives, whether I stop talking or I don't, they will reform. They will. I put a bet with you, because I have taken them to the wall. They have nowhere to go. Because it's true, they're taking the running course, and it's being stolen. They're putting it in their pocket. So one thing they have to take a decision very quickly, either to drop the running course or to determine what befits the productivity that the House is given at the moment. And if you ask me, how much should be the running cost of a member? I think about ₦500,000 naira a month. So you are talking about 6 million, as against about 200 million per year that is being taken, or maximum 10 million, 10 million in a year. Which tallies with the productivity and capacity level at the moment, because there is no capacity, there is no productivity. When a member of the House of Representatives tells you that motion, yes.
Also, Jibrin,
just a moment. You pass 1,000 motions. How many reports of such motions come back to the House? Zero. That's why you see we can discuss everything here, but I'm still talking with the anti-graft agencies. One of the things that, one of the process that we must do is to get back this money to government. But it's a complex issue. That's why many people are running away from the issue. Then another thing again that I want to tell Nigerians, particularly people that are coming up, is that if you want to fight corruption, do not have the impression that people will come and embrace you. Nigerians are not like that. So all through my life, coming up as an intern in the campaign office, lecturing in the university, establishing my own company and the rest, writing books, etc., I have come to realize, and interacting with people from diverse backgrounds across the country, I have come to realize that you need one very important ingredient: agility. You must have the agility to go it all, even if you are alone. And now, just take an example. If I had followed the fact that people are questioning me that why am I coming now that I've left appropriation, or why didn't I speak in 5 years? The very first week after raising the allegation, I would have kept quiet, and the country would have lost the most important opportunity, perhaps, to expose corruption in the House of Representatives. Meanwhile, this is the same country that have been shouting the last 16 years that opened the House. Then suddenly somebody comes out from that system who has held probably the two most important positions in that House and say, this is what is happening. And the only thing that is left is just to arrest people and prosecute them and insist on reform. They are saying, I beg, leave him. Why is he talking now? Why is he talking now?
Just go ahead and do it. But I must ask you, though, what do you think the president thinks about what you're doing?
Yes, that's thank you so much that we didn't conclude without discussing this issue. Many people have issues with the president that he hasn't made a pronouncement. And they said, okay, he's seen the speaker 3 times in between the period of the crisis, and he hasn't seen Jibrin. They should also remember that for whatever Dogara is worth, he's still the speaker. So he will go for events.
So you're a small fry.
He will go for events. He will see the president if he wants to see the president, etc. But you know one thing. The president also understands the country and the psychology of Nigerians. If he had come out early enough, I know very well that the president is not happy with the situation. And he is working towards dealing with it. But if he had come out at the earlier stage of this crisis and start making pronouncements, giving protection to Jibrin, asking, that is what Dogara and the other fraudsters in the house want. What they just want, they will say, oh, the president or the presidency is using Jibrin to fight the house. They've tried that in the past, but the president kept quiet, isolated himself from the crisis, and he will deal with it. So now everybody is convinced that Jibrin is not being used by anyone. When they came, they say, Tinubu is using Jibrin. For me, what will I do? Is it money that Tinubu will give me? Like me, now when you want to use me, what do you want to give me? That's why it was difficult for them to handle me in the house. You can bribe me. What do you want? Do you want to come and give me? I've gone beyond that.
So final words to the people who voted you in. Final words to Nigerians who are still saying they are not serious. What should they be doing? Final word.
Well, what I will just say is that I will adopt the apology that I gave severally. I said that, yes, please, I've been part of the establishment. I'm a product of the establishment. But I said, I have drawn a massive line when I became, when I turned 40. I said, forgive me. If you are pissed off that I was part of the system all my life or in the last 5 years, but I said, I'll make it up for you by standing on my feet without retreating, and I will continue to expose corruption in the House of Representatives, and I will continue to take actions that will ensure that this country achieve its aspiration.
As much as you can.
But as much as I can. But if in the course of serving the country in the last 5 years or so, I have committed any offense, I also want to go and face, I also want to be investigated and face the penalty.
You're open to be investigated.
I'm open to be investigated.
And by the way, seriously speaking, it's open to anybody who wants to comment or accuse him, really. It's up to, whatever it is. So we're going to make inroads to also speak to other members of the House, but that's what it's been like today. I must thank you, Jibrin, for being so open with us.
Thank you
But
so
you're
much.
always open, that's the truth.
Thank you.
But it's just like finding people to understand you and knowing that, and it's only God that knows where this is going to end, really. I feel sorry for your wife and children, though.
Thank you very much.
And your mother and your father. But that's the way it is. That's been Seriously Speaking, right here, live in Abuja. Yes, that has been our edition with Abdulmumin Jibrin. We don't know what the other side thinks, but we are always open to hear the other side. But our job is to present to you anybody's side at any point in time. And the truth is, while we're in Abuja, we did a number of interviews, and you'll be seeing that over the next couple of weeks to show that Seriously Speaking can be mobile. That's what the show has been like today. We'll see you again. Bye.